Hello, casual citizens, and welcome back to another action-packed week of Casual Respawn. I'm your host, Matt.
I'm not ready.
And Dan's
oh
not
my
ready.
gosh, I'm not ready.
He's the other host.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. That's me. Oh my gosh. You think after all this time I'd be ready, and I'm not. Now
especially since I asked you ahead of time.
Hey,
are you
man,
ready to
okay.
record? Yes.
It's okay. I'm here now. I'm here in spirit.
Here in spirit.
So how's life? I gotta ask. Are
Life-
you living the dream?
That is like the most what's the best way to say it? That's like the white person way of saying I want to die, when they're like the response is living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Sorry.
Oh no,
Life
when
is
you're,
great.
When you're stuck in a house and you can't go anywhere or do anything.
I'm okay with
You
it.
know, I just got off my. I've been enjoying it a lot, but I had to work the last 2 weeks.
Me too.
Just because of switching on and off. So now I'm getting back into the groove of doing nothing again. And I had accomplished everything I wanted to do on my last period of doing nothing. So now I'm sitting here playing video games. It's like, wow, all I do all day is eat, sleep, and play video games. It's pretty great.
See, for me, I'm off again, but my office, it looks like a bomb went off. Like, my desk that I have is covered in just papers and random crap. And, this really awesome book that Brittany got me, actually, for our anniversary. She got me the Tobin Spirit Guide. It's so you'll hear it if you go back and watch our Ghostbusters playthrough. They pull out that Tobin Spirit Guide, but it's like a 35-pound book in that universe. So this is a version that the quote unquote Ghostbusters wrote that is made for the common man. And it has really cool stuff. It's awesome.
Huh.
I love it.
It's kind of cool.
Hello.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so I have that on my desk because at some point I got to read through that. And it's cool because it goes over group enemies from, or I shouldn't say enemies, ghosts that are from the movies, from the real Ghostbusters. Like, it's all over the place. So it's really...
Right.
And they have, gods and things like Gozer and other things. I love it. It just makes me happy.
Interesting. There's a lot more lore to those movies than you would think.
Yeah, the comics and the real Ghostbusters really built a lot into that universe. And what's actually interesting is for the real Ghostbusters cartoon back in the 80s or 90s, whenever that was, they actually had footage from the movie in it. Because the real Ghostbusters went to the theater. And because it was they were basically... What? Wait, did that just use one of our voices?
Yeah, it did.
That is awesome.
That's our voice.
Yeah. Maybe we can do that kind of stupid thing.
Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. That makes me happy.
It literally just sounds like us.
Yeah. So they have it that the Ghostbusters go to the movie theater to see the Ghostbusters movie because it's basically based off of their interaction with Gozer. In the pilot episode, it's, I think, them basically coming back to the fire hall and taking off their suits, and that's why they have the different colored suits in the cartoon, because they take off the original one. And okay, these are now trashed because of the immense psychokinetic energy that's attached to them from that event. We can't use them.
Right.
Then they end up being possessed suits and doing all kinds of things. It's pretty neat.
Interesting.
Sorry, I am a very big dork.
You
wouldn't know
the
that.
movies. I wouldn't. You're right. And I like the movies a lot, but I know nothing about them. So it's interesting to hear that there's so much lore behind
there's a
the
ton.
Ghostbusters.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh! I found the exit by watching the map. Okay.
So I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Brothers recently.
Yeah.
And I am surprised how much stuff from this game is in Super Smash Brothers. Like, I was playing the Spirit mode. You know, it's kind of like the campaign.
Right.
And you get stickers, or spirits, in other words, and they help you throughout the game. They kind of give you special powers. Well, I beat this, like, really tough enemy. Took me a while to beat. And it gave me a tricky spirit. And I was like, really? Really? That's the one you're going to give me?
Of course.
Like, thanks.
It was telling
Thank you so much.
You gotta play this. You gotta play that game. You gotta play it.
But I didn't realize Crystal was one of the trophies that you can get.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool.
Crystal has a bigger part to play after this game, although I feel they used her character poorly. But what do I know?
Yeah, well, she's a hot version of Fox. That's pretty much what that's supposed to be.
Well,
that's
do I do
the
it?
Marketing. Do it, a waltz.
Right,
just a fourth of your heart.
It's like a half. It's like a half. I probably shouldn't be going down here, but I don't remember. So there's that.
Who cares?
What was I gonna say? I was gonna talk about a thing. Oh, so you've been playing that video game called Smash Brothers. I've been playing a different video game, and I did a bad thing.
Yes.
So it's funny because it has messages. You get emails in this game or messages from other players. And the last time I played this game was before I started college. So now, So now that I beat college, holy hell.
Welcome to the gamer language.
I know, right?
I have beat college.
That's the mentality I have.
That's awesome.
So I beat college, and now I'm like, okay, I always am in the mood to play flying games where you get to fly ships. I'm never very good at them. There has been one game for 10 years that I have played that always tends to scratch that itch for me, and it's really fun. And for some reason, my brain was just like, hey, play some Star Trek Online. I was like, okay. So I spent an hour trying to install it because it was owned by Atari at one point, and then they transferred it to Arc and Perfect World, and then they took your login and made it into something different for Arc because now that's their proprietary software and that's what they want you to use on their thing, and it just is this never-ending cycle of bullcrap. So I didn't realize I had to type in it says type in your username. What would you type in?
Your original username?
Yeah, you would do that. You know what it wants? Your email.
Oh,
but it doesn't tell you that.
It says username. I hate that when you go onto a website that you've used for such a long time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's just like, hey, my email doesn't work, or my username doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, oh, now your username is it's just Anyway, I fought with it for an hour. Got it on my laptop because my main PC. It was like, you're not the administrator. You can't install anything. I was like, excuse? This is my PC. I can do whatever I want with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that was a whole other. I had to go into the registry and do some stuff. But all that to say, a couple years ago in the game, actually before college, they implemented this thing where as you progress through the game, you get different starships. I really love this game. I'd love to do a week episodes where it's an episode in the game, just because it's so fun. So at some point, I'd like to do that. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, because I will absolutely do that mess.
I'd be interested in it.
Oh,
I think that'd be awesome.
Maybe we can do that next week. I've started a new lieutenant. His name is Columbo. Or he's an ensign at first, and then he's Columbo. Actually, I'm sorry. He's a cadet. And then through a series of unfortunate events, he gets promoted. So I logged in, and you can, every rank you get a new starship.
Okay.
And you start off with a starship. So I call myself Lieutenant Columbo, and I captain the U.S.S. One More Thing.
Wow. Just one more thing before I go.
Just fire off one more torpedo, but just when you think I'll leave you alone.
if you guys don't realize what that reference is, it's from a TV show called Columbo.
Yeah.
It's this detective that would always badger people for more and more questions.
Yeah.
And he'd always be done with his interview and he'd walk away and he'd walk back into the room and be like, just one more thing.
Yeah. It's a really neat show because a lot of these police procedural shows nowadays, it's all about the main character. It's all about, Lieutenant Gumblegum who freaking solves crime and his partner is like, freaking Miss Prissy Pants. He ended up getting married after season 6. Like, it's not any of that. It's
right.
The guy, you follow the person who's going to commit the murder, and then you like, Columbo will randomly show up and just ask them questions, and then he leaves. And eventually you see Columbo, like, in a scene, like, getting a hot dog. He's like, oh, the mustard, aha! And then he comes up with some elaborate plan as to how to, like, trick the murderer into admitting they murdered somebody.
It is interesting.
But it's really good.
It's interesting because you watch them commit the murder.
Yeah. And then try to cover it
the
up
entire time. But you don't realize, like, the small things that he uses to figure everything out.
He's really clever. It's awesome.
It is cool.
So the bad thing I did, though, is when I last played, they introduced this concept of your ship's models. You can go to the starbase outside of Earth and pick a ship you want. And while you're picking the ship and designing it with your custom paint patterns and insignias and all that, there's a button down there that says, would you like to 3D print this ship?
Oh.
So you could 3D print a ship, but when they first released it, it was $250 for a foot-long ship. No. I will not spend that. When I logged in...
Oh, you mean, like, actually 3D print?
Yeah,
it's
it's a legit 3D printed, hand-painted model of your ship, and you can put your name on it. Like your ship's name, so it's the U.S.S, whatever the hell you want it to be.
Yep.
It's really cool.
Huh. That is neat.
So, but for $250, I'm like, hell no, absolutely not. So when I logged back in, I was like, I'll check it out. Maybe they dropped the price. They absolutely did not drop the price. But what they did was say, okay, not everyone wants to buy a 250-foot-long model of their starship. How about a 4-inch one for $20? How about a 5-inch one for like $30? How about a 7-inch one for $60?
Huh.
I may or may not have bought a $60 7-inch ship of the one I used to play with my best friend Matt Smith from college. We used to play that all the time together. It's actually, what's funny is with this especially, it was the U.S.S. Great Fox was the character I used to use all the time. So, what does this guy got to say? All right, fine, I'll pay you. Jeez.
Fine, take my money.
Yeah, so I went in and logged in with the character I use the most, and I printed out the starship. So when it comes, it's supposed to like take a month to get here, so it'll be a hot minute. But when I get it, I will absolutely share that on our Facebook page. Like it's pretty cool. Look at this.
You gotta pay to get beat up.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
I guess after I beat this guy, we should probably go to the next episode.
Oh yeah, probably.
But yeah, by the way,
that's cool.
I'm super excited.
And it does come pre-painted?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can get a another model that's like fully realized, like it's hyper detailed. They like do gradients and stuff.
Okay.
But it's like super expensive.
Oh yeah.
And then if you want, you can spend another like I think it's like $300. In one of the Star Trek movies, I think it's Picard's Enterprise at Enterprise F. I don't care what he's saying. You can get a gold-plated half like copy of it on a wooden plaque, and it'll have a gold plaque with the U.S.S, you know, the name of your ship and like the year, the NCC number and all that stuff. Like it's really neat.
Wow.
But it's expensive, and I'm not doing that. So I got the cheaper, smaller model.
There you go.
So I can sit it on my desk and people can look at it and I can just point at it and say, it's only a model.
It's only a model.
It's only a model. Shh.
Ooh,
all right.
Scarabs.
That's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening to my tales of Trekkiness.
Trek.